everybody, and welcome to my channel. You got me in stitches. I'm Anna. Hope you guys have had a fantastic week. So what I'm wearing is the shirt that you guys have seen before. So I got me on my Debbie shirt, 100% cotton, and she was the sweetest, kindest lady, and she had gifted me the fabric and the other bits that came with it. The pattern also gifted by Debbie. I did view D, and it's just really super comfortable and lovely. I've just folded back the collar. It's got that mandarin colour, but I didn't want to wear it up high, so I've just got it like that at the moment. So yeah, so today I'm going to talk about and show you my makes, and a slightly different make, not clothing, just a little what you can do with your leftover fabric pieces. Okay, so first up on the makes is the new look. You saw my previous last Sunday's video that I had made and currently was in the process of making the new look, and just as the model is wearing there, this top requires stretch, so like it says, the suggestions, jersey, stretch velvet, two-way stretch. So this is the fabric here. So again, you guys have already seen this fabric, but it was when I purchased it. Now it's made up. I made the long sleeve version. It's raglan sleeves. I have never attempted to do neckbands on stretch fabrics. I don't think you really do sort of neckbands. It's mostly predominantly on sort of stretch. Anyway, I think it's come out okay. There's closer for you guys to see. Sorry about the light. The sun is in and out. You'll see in the stills, it was regular, then the sun was beaming, so I'm just like squinting like that, and then it came out regular again. So yeah, it might fade a little bit. So it comes just past the waist. I know, don't shoot me down, I serged the insides, but I didn't have yellow fabric, yellow threads, so I serged with, it's actually navy blue. I was going to swap over to white, but I mean, white's still going to have quite a contrast anyway. I have done a zigzag stitch along the bottom and also on both of the cuffs. Well, it wouldn't be one cuff, would it? It'd have to be two. So that's pretty straightforward. Again, really quick make, and the stars are ever so slightly raised. There you go, catch the light right, and you can see that. And it's a midway. It's got a little bit of chunk to it, but again, it's nice and drapey and very snuggly. And you'll see the pictures at the end. I just teamed it up with a pair of jeans. Right, I will show you the next make, which is exactly the same. And again, you've seen this fabric that I was in the process of making. So it's this beautiful stretch jersey cotton and these beautiful little birds. And I like quite a few colours, but I like coral. It's not very often you sort of find coral in fabrics or just as a whole block as fabrics. This one I made short sleeves. Again, I have zigzag stitched both sleeves. And I hand stitched the neckband in the inside. That will wash off. I haven't as yet washed that off. So that was the inside, that's the outside. Yeah. So considering I haven't done neckbands, I didn't mess them up at all. So, and again inside, I have serged the raw edges. I didn't just serge both these garments, I did stitch them on the sewing machine, and then I serged over them just to give that little bit of extra strength. So you should be able to see, there's my white stitching and then the serging threads. So I mean, it's okay just to serge items on the serger, but just that little bit of extra strength. And you think with stretch, that fabric, although it is stretched, it's going to stretch and pull, and it may, although it may not fray, those stitches are going to be, yeah, perhaps popping, I don't know. So yeah, popping, yes. Someone that watches me makes fun of me because they use the word popping as something completely different, and if I said to them, it's like, no, when seams pop, you say the seam has popped or the stitching has popped. But when people say I pop to the store, no, you go to the store. You know what I mean, guys. So yeah, okay, so I will show you my third make. Okay, so I got me a Tilly & Abaddon's Cleo pattern, and it's the first time ever that I have bought a Tilly's pattern. I've got her book, her first book that she did. Yeah, I don't know, it's just, I don't know, like I said to you before, sort of mutton dressed as lamb, and I think some of her patterns, I don't know, sort of slightly veer on the young side, so, you know, I'm not really young, so. Okay, so this is it. I think I showed you the fabric that I was going to use, the needle card. So that is what I have done. The only thing is this has been pressed, but you wouldn't believe it. So this is quite a crumply fabric. It is so soft. It is like butter. It's really, really soft. Hence why it probably scrunches a little bit. So these are the tailings that I used there. And so they just come off like that. Self-explanatory. And I have left enough fabric. I've just pinned that at the moment. I may put a couple of snaps there, and then depending on sort of movement you can adjust it then with the snaps, poppers, whatever you like to call them. So in the inside I have serged all the way around the facing. I have done French seams throughout. So just find the front, there we go. It doesn't call for that, it just says to serge. I serged the hem and then just flipped it over once. That's the inside, again equally as soft. And there you go, French seams all throughout. And again, that was the front pocket there. So it was like a little kangaroo pouch. And yeah, g'day Skippy. And then on the back it has the two double pockets there. My stitching isn't great. It's just a little bit off whack. But yeah, could have done a little bit better. I made sure that this hit me, I think, just to the knee. Or if it's just slightly, it's just a teeny tiny above the knee, but I think it just hits me right on the knee. Again, really straightforward make. Can't fault the instructions. She makes it so simplified for everybody, you know, especially for beginners. Sometimes it's nice just to have a quick pattern, you know, if you want to be doing sewing but you don't want to do anything too heavy. You know, this is quite a light sewing little project. Would you call it a project? Oh, you know what I mean. And yeah, it came together really well. Again, a lot of people have said around the hip area you do have to bring them in a lot, and I did. I made a size 2 and I still had to bring them in as you come to the top of the hips and then you start to go into the waist. So yeah, I think I took off ½ inch either side, maybe a smidge more. So, and again, if you wanted to put a side zipper in, you could. If you wanted it more snug, I can just get these on and off, because obviously as you grade in, you are shrinking that, and you still need enough that you can pull them on and off. But yeah, so that is my first Tilly make, and I'm really happy with that. And again, you will see at the end these steels. I didn't really team it up with a very practical top. It was a chiffon top and it was a bit like a pussy bow blouse, but yeah, you get the idea. But I think I would just have a closer fitting regular t-shirt and perhaps a round neck, yeah, just a colour block t-shirt, nothing, you know, solid, nothing patterny, because I think they're gonna sort of fight with each other. So okay, so I've got one more make to show you guys, and it's not clothing related, but I will show you what I was doing just last night. Okay, so for those of you that love going thrifting, you can find some really lovely quality items at very reasonable prices. And again, I mean, this is not rocket science. These have been going around like forever now, but I wanted to make some more of my own. I made some many years ago and used to sell them, and yeah, so the reason I bought this and my eye was drawn to this is because the little cup is so small and it just seems the perfect size to make the pincushion. So here we go. Here is a very pretty and dainty, delicate little fine bone china cup, and I put some fabric scraps in the bottom of this, then made the ball shape and stuffed more fabric scrap pieces inside. That's just a little bit of fluff there, and then again, self-explanatory, you stick your pins in there. So yeah, it's just really sweet. This one, yeah, fine bone china, and this one's made in the UK. Turn it round. So really pretty. That came with a saucer. I have the saucer here. It looks like I've made a pancake. Kind of, yeah, I suppose so. And I didn't want to, I was going to cover initially the entire saucer, but I thought, no, I want to still keep some of the decoration or decorative, you know, where they paint on the china. And yeah, so again, it's still a pincushion, so I have just put half the fabric, which is here, and also the cup can still sit there, so you see the pins there. What I'm going to do, I'm going to tidy this edge up. I was doing this very late at night, it was about 11 o'clock, so I'm going to put some little tiny beads all the way around there and along there. But I think that's really cute. But why I have done it half and half is because you can put your pins in there, and this sort of acts as like another little tray, and you can put little things in. So I've got my little cute little snips that can go in there. I have my quick unpick, or a seam ripper, some people call them, so that can go in there. Or if you've got, like, if you're working on fabrics that are pretty much identical either side, and you've got the little safety pins and you just don't want to toss them back in the container, and you just quickly want to, you know, toss there, or loose pins, you can still put your loose pins there. So anything sort of small that you're working on can just go in that dish, and then you just, you know, take them out and you know it's all there, and your pins are next to one another. And I don't think I've ever seen somebody do that. And again, please let me know if you have. But again, it does look like a cute little pancake, and you'll recognise the fleece, and so that's quite soft, and so you just lay it over the top. So it is a little bit sort of tricky trying to stuff the pieces. So what I did, I laid these scrap fabric pieces on first, then I gently laid this cover over the top, and then I left a gap just to sort of push things through to bulk it up, but I don't want it too bulky. And that's what you keep doing. But yeah, you will stick to yourself. So it's a little bit more fiddly, that one, whilst the other one is much easier. So when you make your ball shape, I used the rubber band as well. I was going to stitch it and then pull it in so it's tight. So imagine that all tied up, and then I squeezed glue all inside, so when that sits in, that won't ever come out now. So yeah, and then obviously the pins go in and out quite happily. Yeah, So, and then like I said, if you want to put both on there, you can, and it complements each other and it stands all really well. So yeah, I was fumbling on my words then, you know what I mean. Sits really well and doesn't tip over or anything, fall off. But again, it's just nice. You've got the choice then of either. So yeah, so they are my makes this week. I was hoping to get it finished last night. I was stitching until gone midnight. Just, yeah, oh yes, actually, just be with me a sec. So, you know, I was telling you about the pattern there from the sew, and I wasn't sure if it actually accompanied a proper pattern. Well, it does, which is really good, and it's here. So it's a new look pattern, and if I just come in closer for you, you can see the slightly different variations there. And again, for you guys that follow, I have used the fabric that is the same. So this is a cotton polyester. It's a little bit thin, but it's quite cute. So yeah, I didn't quite get it finished. I was going to do the version with the ruffles on the sleeve. There's a little bit of elastication around those shoulders. I don't actually think I've got that width elastic. I don't know, I'm going to have to go rummaging in my stash stroke collection of stuff. You know what it's like. Yeah, I'm sure I've got a few vintage sewing cases, and I'm sure somewhere hiding in there is some sort of the thicker elastic. Yeah, so that is all the happy makes. Okay, so I will start with me, then I will flick to a picture of a candle. And you'll be like, why is she showing me a picture of a candle? Okay, so I have a little bit of a story to tell, and again at the end I may insert the video. It's just, yeah, my commentary was a bit but there's some stills. So on Friday, which is just gone, it's currently Sunday, so I'm actually filming on the day again, and then the vlog will go up. Yeah, so I was really stitching up a storm. I am working on one of my make nines that you guys don't know anything about, and yeah, I was pretty busy with the sewing machine, but woke up in the morning, wasn't feeling 100%, and you know when sometimes you just get that feeling when, you know what, something's going to go wrong, just feel it, you know, you just feel. And I kept saying to my teenage earthling, like, yeah, just the air just seems, I don't know, I just pick up on those things. I'm just sensitive, and I can usually, you know, ESP. Yeah, I should be paid for that, shouldn't I? And yeah, so 1500 hours, there was me whizzing on my sewing machine, and suddenly, boom, and then flash, and then my Finn's car alarm was like sounding off really loudly, and I was like, as quick as I can, because I mean, I can't run, you know, my physical sort of slight disability sort of prevents me from running, so I quickly got up and sort of staggered over, went through the living room, went through the conservatory, and then my eye followed on the car on the driveway, and it was like, oh my goodness, a tree from over the road had collapsed. So it collapsed across the road, crashed. It was tall enough, and it crashed through the hedge and then onto the top of my friend's car. And there's electric lines, and it's suspended, so that was what the boom in the flesh was. Yeah, so it was like, oh my god. And then obviously my friend was out. You can imagine that phone call, can't you? Yeah, again, I want to emphasise, nobody was hurt. Oh, what a blessing. You know, no one was hurt in any way or injured or anything. No one. It was just, I don't think anybody was around at that moment. Thank goodness. And it was really, really scary. So obviously, you know, my organisation kicks in. I'm awesome in, you know, when there's disaster, I just kind of just go into the I know what to do mode, and yeah, making calls and all the rest of it. And then, you know, there was somebody from nearby where the tree had fallen on, thankfully, and then they had a radio to let other people know. And then obviously I'm running around, not running literally because I can't, but busy, you know, getting the information, because obviously, you know, liability and all the insurance and everything like that. Yeah, I won't bore you with the politics of all that, but yeah, and it's like, oh my god, oh my goodness, just, yeah. So yeah, a little bit of a saga. So again, there was no electric. The electric had, it was off, well, 3 o'clock, and it came on about 21:15 hours, so yeah, 9:15 at night. And I'm not belittling it in any shape or form, so don't judge, but the fun side of it is got a little bit of extra firewood for the real fire. So yeah, and I kind of thought I'd be cooking dinner on that, so yeah, you know, common sense and everything kicks in. And yeah, because I'm quite earthy, you just sort of, people, oh my god, what are you going to do? You've got no electricity, you won't be able to cook. You know, don't have gas, because, you know, rural, they don't even have that. It's oil. And it's like, well, start a fire. Or if you've got camping equipment, you know, or a barbecue. So, or, you know, if you're not going to do a cookout, but a cookout in the house sort of thing, then, you know, at that sort of time, you can get takeout if necessary. So that wasn't an issue, but oh, I was just like, I just needed a cup of tea. And yeah, so I got the camping stove out. Thankfully I always leave a spare couple of gas cans, was just like, I needed a cup of tea, and then the workmen were like, yeah, come on woman, make a cup of tea. And I was like, well, I can actually get out of it because there's no electric. So, and I wasn't going to be making cups of tea or coffee or whatever they wanted on my camping gas stove, because obviously it was getting later as well. My teenage earthling, bless him, was getting hungry, so I just had to make, you know, make something quick for him. And then obviously when my friend came back and they saw it, you know, my heart goes out to them, really, I do. Yeah, so all the yeah, never a dull moment, is there? It's just disaster after disaster, and you know, it brings it home, because you know, anything could have happened, but it didn't. You know, it was just that. And you know, the guys were kind of on site, you know, people who cut the tree, moved the tree, everything like that. Yeah, so everyone was running around, and yeah, so Friday was very, very exciting. But you know, when your adrenaline's running and you're shaking a little bit, you sort of, everything sort of just kicks in. And yeah, some people, isn't it the flight or fight sort of thing? And I don't mean fight as in fighting, I mean, yeah, some people are flight and they just can't deal with things like that, whilst others fight and just get on and do. So I get on and help and do, and you know, getting everything sort of, you know, analysed in the sense of making sure that everything was as safe as it could be. I mean, thankfully the line didn't break. It was the electric line, you know, and it was suspended. You'll see it in the pictures and our video. Yeah, so wow. But yeah, could have been a different story. But the thing is, it's like common sense. I know the trees have preservation orders on, but trimming them would kind of help, especially you would think with the electric cables and everything that goes across. You'd sort of think, you know, the school's nearby, and you would have sort of thought that safety, but you know, unfortunately it's money, power and politics always comes first, doesn't it? So, but anyway, not going to get into that. So this is a sewing channel, but a little bit of excitement for you guys. So yeah, so again, I haven't done any sewing since, actually, apart from late last night. It was just still, you know, when your adrenaline's running and you know, you're running around, again, not literally, your automatic pilot, and I was just like, I just couldn't sleep. So yeah, late last night I just wanted to start sewing the little top that I just showed you, the blue and white squares, and didn't quite get it finished. But I mean, I cut it out and everything, and I've got more than halfway. So but yeah, hopefully I'll do a little bit of sewing today. But again, guys, wow, if you've got any stories to tell, you know, and you're happy to have a chat, yeah, comment below. But yeah, so that was my week, and I hope you guys have a safe week. I hope you have a happy sewing week. And again, thank you so much for watching and supporting. And again, if you've liked today's video, please give me a thumbs up. And yeah, so happy stitching, everybody, and I will see you next Sunday, because remember, there's no Wednesday vlog at the moment. I'm just going to have, I don't know, a little bit of time off from that. I've got things in the pipeline, you know, for the future. So again, stay tuned for that. Won't be too long. Might be too long. Okay, so thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next Sunday. Well, it's not every day, is it? There was me busy stitching up a storm, and there's a real storm outside, and a tree has come down. It has caught an electrical cable, which you can see there, and I just follow that down, and then it's gone dipped in a bit, and then it's coming out again there. It's like, oh my god, I need to tell my friend that is their car. They're going to be absolutely devastated, as you can imagine. Oh my god, guys. It's just thankfully, you know, no one got hurt, no one got injured, but even still, So there's no electric at all now, they've switched it all off in the village. You can see the flashing lighting up there, so the cops have arrived. Yeah, it's just, I'll walk you around the front area as well. Right, here's our walk around here. There you go guys, there you can see. So the school opposite had a ton of trees that never really have been cut, of course, you know. You can see the electric cable there. And yeah, there it is. All across the road. And it's come from there. And look, it's still really windy. I don't know if you guys can hear me alright. And there's just trees after trees after trees. Yeah, and that one looks like it can go as well. And of course, look, the electric cable there. You would think, common sense, that they would trim them down, especially with the cables being so close. It's like, it's not rocket science, is it? So, yeah, it's just a bit scary. But thank goodness nobody's injured, nobody's hurt or anything like that. But yeah, so this is going to make an exciting vlog, isn't it? So, I don't know, it's one thing of stitching up a storm. Yeah, literally, wouldn't I?